the calculator for capital budgeting decisions don't have PI, so it could only tell you how much is NPVR and payback, but there's no PI results. But you can just like it's the ratio of NPV of cash flow from year 1 to last year and over the initial expenses. So it's very similar to NPV. NPV is the difference between the cash flows of your incomes in the future years, subtract the initial expenses. PI is just a ratio. Okay. So if you get PI greater than 1, and that means it's a good project, you should consider investing in that project. Okay, so the second question, it is similar to the first question. Okay, so there's really not much different from the question number 1. So the payback period, again, your debt is $60,000. Let's use this calculator. 60,000 and 25, 24. And 14, right? 13, 12, and 11. Okay, the cost of capital or the required return is 15%. Let's use 15% as the discount rate and calculate. So payback period should be 2.85, IRR is 15.64%, NPV is $764.27, and EAA, we're not using this approach in this chapter. Okay, so or you can use NPV command, IRR command, or you do to calculate the payback period, you just calculate until like until the year you can pay off your debt completely. So you see, you see, I'll repeat the steps for payback period like I did in question number 1 here. So you see in years 3 your debt is $11,000, but you make $13,000 in year 3. So you don't need the whole year to pay off your debt. Only part of the third year you need to work for the debt, but the rest of the third year is the money you made for yourself. So the answer for this question should be 2.85. You use $11,000 divided by $13,000. It should equals to 0.85. Okay, so PI again, you should use NPV function of year 1 to year 5's cash flow and divide it by initial expenses, but use the absolute number. Don't put negative sign in front of $60,000. So this is this question. Okay, the third question. Now the question is about the mutually exclusive project. Now you have 2 projects to choose. One is project A, one is project B, and the cash flows are very simple. For project A, your initial outlay is $200, and your inflow, your cash flow from project A in year 1 is $300, and the project will be over after year 1. And you also could consider project B. The initial expenses is $1,500, but your cash flows in year 1 is $1,900. So which one you should choose? So when we are making decisions among several projects, if they are mutually exclusive projects, so we can only pick one project, so you should consider for the highest NPV project as the best one. So now you should calculate NPV for project A and calculate NPV for project B using 10% as cost of capital. This is required rate of return or cost of capital. And then you compare NPV for project A and B and choose the higher one. So this is this one. Now, now the second question is asking for the crossover rate for the two projects. So so you got project A and project B here. So both requires $1,000 as initial expenses. So which project you should choose if they are mutually exclusive? What about if they are independent? And how much is the crossover rate? Yeah, so for this question, okay, so this is, let me just show you something. Okay, so you see for question number, so for the third question, we're looking at the second part of this one. So you should, if they are mutually exclusive, so you should compare NPV of the project and pick the one with the higher NPV. So if you do the calculation, A should be better. And what about both projects? Like you could consider, because they are independent, you evaluate them independently. So you should choose both projects if they are independent, because both projects have positive NPV. So both are attractive to you. So you should choose both if they are independent projects. So this is the second part. Now, the hard part for this question is to calculate the crossover rate. You can watch the class video. I have a discussion for the crossover rate in the class videos for the on-campus class. So what you can do is actually not that difficult. So what you can do is, like I was showing you here, so you should, just like I did here, create a table, write down the cash flows for project A and project B, and get the difference of the cash flows of project A and B year by year. And then you try to get the IRR of the new cash flow. Just imagine this is your new project. The cash flows of this project is the difference between project A and B, or project B and A. It doesn't matter. It's A minus B or B minus A. And then you use IRR command to calculate the new project IRR. And this will be your crossover rate. At this rate, NPV A equals to NPV B. So at this crossover rate, the NPVs of the two projects are the same. So the answer for this question should be 21.01%. Okay, so you can watch the class video, and there's a discussion for like why we can use IRR to calculate the crossover rate. Why at this crossover rate, NPV of the two projects are equal. So you can review for the crossover rate from the class videos. Okay, so this is the third question.